As we end June and enter July, we decided to look at all 100 Nasdaq stocks. Of the 100 companies that are featured in the Nasdaq, only 14 stand out. There are 3 honorable mentions that we'll get to at the very end of this video. So in this analysis, we are going to make sure that we are growth heavy. We're going to look at the Interflame Finance scores, and we're going to look at the standout metrics for each company that we feature in today's video. Finally, we will end with how we would invest a hypothetical $1,000 into these 14 different companies. This analysis took quite some time, so if you appreciate what we do here, please make sure to like this video. That would really help out the channel, and be sure to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. And as promised, if we get to 1,000 subscribers, we will make an Interflame Finance YouTube portfolio. We'll actually invest our own money, put our money where our mouth is, and show you how you can easily build a portfolio from just $100 a month. We'll follow that. We'll track that every single week. We'll watch it grow over time. And you can see how we at Interflame Finance invest our money and very often beat the market. First up is Constellation Energy, CEG. This company has a combined Interflame Finance score of 5.7. If you're new to this channel, how do we compute that? We have a growth score and we have a safety score. Each score ranges between -10 and +10, with -10 being absolute garbage, +10 being the best company in the world. So Constellation has a growth score of 7.0. That is very good. Safety only at 0.4. Since the Nasdaq features growth heavy stocks, we're going to weight growth much more heavily than safety in this video. So growth gets a weight of 8, safety gets a weight of 2. And so that is how we come up with a combined score of 5.7. Now you see Constellation is down 17.1% over the past year. The current price for the stock is $264. The average analyst on Wall Street thinks that it's going to go up to about $360. That implies a 36% increase in the stock price over the next year. We are not as bullish, but we do have conviction in this company. We think that this company should be trading for $295. That gives us a 10% margin of safety. Next up is AppLovin with a combined Interflame Finance score of 6.1. Now they do have some good standout metrics. With their growth score of 7.5, we see that their return on equity is an astounding 266%, and their profit margins are very healthy at about 64%. While their safety score is not the best, they do have some of the best return on assets of all the Nasdaq 100 stocks, 49%. Analysts currently rank this as a strong buy. Current stock price is $477. The average analyst thinks that this will go up to about $650. We think that the intrinsic value for this company is $614. That gives us a 22% margin of safety. Next up is Broadcom, AVGO with a combined Interflame Finance score of 6.3, up 36.5% over the past year. Growth coming in very strong at 7.5. Safety score coming in pretty decent at 1.3. Could be a little bit better, but again, we are focused on growth stocks in this video. Strong buy among analysts on Wall Street. Average price target $254. That would be a 44% increase in the stock price. We think that there is a 25% margin of safety for this company. Interflame Finance intrinsic value of $488. Airbnb has had an okay year, up 8.2% in that time. Combined score of 6.7. Growth coming in at 7.2. Safety pretty decent at 4.5. Current stock price is $146. Average analyst target is $156. That would imply a 7.5% increase in the stock price. However, we at Interflame Finance have a little bit more conviction in Airbnb. We think that the price target, the intrinsic value of this company is currently $180. That gives us a margin of safety, 19%. Now, PayPal has had a pretty rough year, down 39%. They also lost their CEO recently. Combined Interflame Finance score, however, coming in pretty decent at 7.1. Growth, very healthy, 6.8. Safety, very healthy, very respectable, 8.1. The safety metrics that stand out for PayPal are that their price to sales are 1.2. Buyback yield 7.1. So they do have a pretty aggressive buyback program going on right now. Current stock price is $44. Average price target among Wall Street analysts is $52. That would be a 16% increase in the stock price. Now, analysts do say that this company is a hold. We are on the fence for hold versus buy. Interflame Finance intrinsic value coming in at $55 per share, just slightly above the average price target among Wall Streeters. Margin of safety, 19%. And now one of the darlings of Wall Street, MU Micron Technology, has 9x over the past year, up 809% plus. Combined Interflame Finance score of 7.3. Growth coming in at 8.2. Safety 3.6. And you can see why we've been bullish on this company for so long. PEG ratio coming in at just a 0.1. Remember, PEG ratios, we love them to be under 1. This is severely under 1 by an order of magnitude. Revenue growth is expected to be 345% every single year for the next 5 years. That is incredibly optimistic. EPS growth 170% every single year for the next 5 years. When we do our intrinsic value calculations, we're not going to use anything close to that, but we are certainly bullish on this company, and their 5-year forward PE coming in at just a 0.2. No surprise, it's a strong buy among analysts, currently over $1,100. Average price target $14.10. That's about a 25% increase in the stock price implied over the next year. At Interflame Finance, we're a little bit more bullish. $1,490 price target gives us a margin of safety of 24%. Regeneron Pharmaceuticals has a combined score of 7.3, growth coming in at 8.0, safety at 4.6. Current stock price is $633. The average analyst on Wall Street thinks that it'll actually go up to 833. That would be a 32% increase in the stock price over the next year. We are not as optimistic, but we do think that there is a $766 value in this company that gives us a 17% margin of safety. And one really nice standout metric for this company is that they have a beta of just 0.2. So if we see the stock market crumble, if we see the broader market just sort of take a dump, Regeneron Pharmaceuticals will probably not go down as much. As a matter of fact, it will go down 20% as much. Next up is PDD Holdings, down 27% over the past year, but they have an Interflame Finance combined score of 7.4. Growth coming in at 8.0, safety at 5.2. Their forward PE signals that this is a dirt cheap company at just a 6.4. And their free cash flow yield is an astonishing 40.1%. This company does come with a little bit of safety as well. PE ratio 8.2 and beta just flat, it's 0. So there's no correlation between this company and the overall stock market. Current stock price of $77. The average analysts think that this company will be $116 within the next year. That would be about a 51% increase in the stock price. We are, however, much more bullish on this company. We think that PDD Holdings will go up to $155. That gives us a very healthy margin of safety of 51%. Autodesk is down 35.7% over the past year. However, they have very strong growth in safety metrics, giving us a combined score of 7.5. This is ranked a strong buy among Wall Street analysts. The current stock price is $196. Average analysts on Wall Street think that this can go up to about $319. That would be a very nice 62% increase in the stock price in that time. We, however, are slightly more bullish on this company. The Interflame Finance intrinsic value for Autodesk is $348. That gives us a 44% margin of safety. Dexcom, DXCM, has a combined score of 7.5. They're down about 19% over the past year. Hopefully a bottom has formed and now they are on their way up. Growth score of 8.3, safety of 4.5. This is coming in as a strong buy among Wall Street analysts. Current stock price is $70 per share. Average price target is $85. That would be a 21.5% increase in the stock price. We have slightly more conviction in this company, a $103 intrinsic value coming in with a margin of safety of 32%. Now, Adobe has had a very rough year, down 48% in that time, losing almost half of its market value. But the numbers keep coming in strong for Adobe. Even with some pretty low numbers, even with some very bearish scenarios, we do think that there is room for growth in the stock price. Combined score of 7.6 comes from a growth score of 7.7 and a safety score of 7.1. They do have a very aggressive buyback program going on right now, buyback yield at 5.8%. Now, Wall Street does see a 39% increase in the stock price over the next year. However, the average analyst does say that this is a hold. Current stock price of $203. We think the intrinsic value for Adobe is $317 per share. That gives us a 36% margin of safety. There is a lot of fear surrounding software companies like Adobe with generative AI and all the things that it can do. The worry is that companies like Adobe are on the way out. Time will tell. That does remain to be seen, but even like I said, with the most bearish circumstances within the realm of possibility, Adobe does seem to have some upside in its stock price. NVDA has a growth score of 8.8 and an Interflame Finance safety score of 5.5. That gives us a combined score of 8.1. Now, NVIDIA is up 22% over the past year. Current price is $193 per share. Overall, strong buy among analysts. The average price target is $301. That would be a 56% increase in the stock price within the next year. And we pretty much are in line with Wall Street. We think that the intrinsic value for this company is $316. That gives us a very healthy margin of safety of 39%. And speaking of software stocks, here is INTU with a combined score of 8.4. Now, this stock has been absolutely bludgeoned, down 65.2% in the past year. We have been picking up shares over the past 6 months. Growth score of 8.1, safety score of 9.4. This is still one of the most quality companies, and they are still reporting pretty fantastic numbers. Overall, a buy among Wall Street analysts. The current stock price is $268. The average price target on Wall Street is $487. That would be an 82% increase in the stock price. We are slightly more optimistic. We come in with an intrinsic value of $533 for INTU. That gives us a very healthy margin of safety of 50%. And this is exactly why you want to have very healthy, very comfortable margins of safety. That means that we can be pretty wrong about this company. This company could be worth $520, $510, $500, even $450, and we're still going to make money on this purchase. If you want to know how to make your own intrinsic value calculators, check out the description of this video. I show you how to build out 4 different intrinsic value calculators in Google Sheets. It is an absolute must for any investor to have in their investing toolbox. And finally, stock number 14 is Netflix with a combined score of 8.5. This company is is down 44% over the past year. The current stock price is $74, ranked a buy among analysts. The average price target is $114. That would be about a 54% increase in the stock price. We pretty much agree with Wall Street. We think that the intrinsic value for Netflix is $122. That gives us a margin of safety of 39%. So just a reminder, nothing that we say on this channel is financial advice. We are not telling you to buy, hold, or sell anything in your personal portfolios. Always do your own research and always do your own due diligence before buying, holding, or selling anything in your portfolios. So what is our strategy? How do we at Interflame Finance invest our money into these companies? Well, what if we had a hypothetical $1,000 to invest among these 14 quality companies in the Nasdaq? Well, we have two different investment strategies for how we would invest that money. One is just pure investing $1,000. The other is what we call the DIP allocation scheme, which we will elaborate on in a little bit. So with their combined score of 5.7 and their base margin of safety of 10%, Constellation would get $18 over $1,000, or just 1.8% if we wanted to invest all of our money, all $1,000 into these 14 different companies. Now in the DIP allocation scheme, they would get the base amount. They would get $50. Reason being, their combined score, we like that to be 5 or higher, so that's pretty much at that 5 mark, and we like margins of safety to be healthy. 10% isn't that great, so we would exercise caution and just put a little bit of our capital into Constellation. Next up is APP, App 11, combined score of 6.1, margin of safety of 22%. If we wanted to invest all $1,000, we would put 4.2% or $42 into this company. DIP allocation scheme, this company would also get just the base amount due to their pretty okay combined score and their mediocre 22% margin of safety. Same goes for Broadcom, score slightly higher at 6.3, base margin of safety slightly higher at 25%. So in the investing all $1,000, we would put 4.9% or $49 into Broadcom. DIP allocation scheme, it would also get just that base amount of $50. Airbnb has a higher combined score of 6.7, base margin of safety just under 20. So it would get $40 of our $1,000 or 4%. And also in the DIP allocation scheme, it would get the base amount just $50. PayPal, basically the same as Airbnb with a slightly higher score of 7.1. It would get $42 over $1,000 or 4.2%. And again, in the DIP allocation scheme, this is a company that would get only $50, that base amount that we would put into companies that we wanted to invest in, but they don't have the best scores or the most stellar margins of safety. Now, Micron MU has skyrocketed. Their margin of safety isn't as good as it used to be. Combined score of 7.3, margin of safety 24%. We will put $55 over $1,000 into Micron, or in the DIP allocation strategy, $50 even, that base amount. Regeneron has a combined score of 7.3 and a margin of safety of just 17%. So we would allocate $40 into that company, or 4% even, in a DIP allocation scheme. Once again, another company getting that base amount of $50. Now, PDD Holdings is where things change a little bit. They have a slightly higher score of 7.4, but they do have a very healthy margin of safety of 51%. And so we would put more money into that company because we have more conviction. So PDD would get $119 or 11.9% over $1,000, and we would put $87 if we follow the DIP allocation strategy. So not only will we be putting that base amount of 50 that the other companies got, but we will put more in because we want to be more aggressive with this company that has a healthier margin of safety. And Autodesk is similar. It has a higher score of 7.5, margin of safety of 44%. So it would get 10.3% or $103 over $1,000, and it would get more than our $50 allocation. It would get $73 in a DIP allocation strategy. Dexcom comes in with a 7.5, tied with Autodesk, but a lower margin of safety of 34%. It would get 7.4% of our money, or $74 over $1,000 in the regular allocation. However, in the DIP allocation strategy, it would get that base amount of 50 because that margin of safety is only 32%. Now, Adobe, with its slightly higher score of 7.6 and its slightly higher margin of safety of 36%, it would get $59 in that strategy, or $85 in the regular deploying all $1,000 strategy. 8.5% in Adobe. NVDA has a higher score of 8.1 and a margin of safety of 39%. So it would get 9.9% or $99 over $1,000 in the regular allocation strategy. If we wanted to employ the DIP allocation strategy, we would put $70 over $1,000 into NVIDIA. Company number 2 is Intuit. Comes in with a combined score of 8.4 and a very healthy, very nice margin of safety of 50%. We would put 13.1% or $131 into Intuit. It gets almost double that base amount of $97. Reason being, it has a very nice score of 8.4, very healthy margin of safety of 50%. So we would not just put that base amount of 50 in, we would almost double it to $97, being much more aggressive into it. Quality company, trading dirt cheap. They would get a decent chunk of our money. And finally, Netflix is the most quality company in the Nasdaq, 8.5 overall score and a margin of safety of 39%. It would get $103 or 10.3%. over $1,000. In the dip allocation strategy, only $74. So more than 50, more than that base amount, but not quite as much as INTU with its much healthier margin of safety of 50%. And so you can see that these 14 companies will get all $1,000 split up in this manner. Higher scores, better margins of safety will get more money. In the dip allocation strategy, if you add up all these numbers, we are only investing $860 over $1,000. And so that means that we would be reserving $140 as cash reserves. What do those cash reserves do? Well, they build up over time. And that way, when there's a huge dip in the market, when these quality companies with fantastic scores get very healthy margins of safety, we would not only invest our $1,000, we would invest more than our 1,000. We would become much more aggressive as these margins of safety for companies like Constellation, AppLovin, Broadcom, Airbnb get even higher, and these scores maintain pretty decent standings. So I did promise 3 honorable mentions. Number 1 on that list is Microsoft. We are estimating a PE benchmark of 34, and we are approximating that their top and bottom line are going to grow about 20%. The discounted cash flow model is severely undercutting our estimates. It is weighing down our averages. The PE multiples intrinsic value comes in much higher at 436. That does only give us an average of 321. Now, this company is trading for 373, so that would imply a 16% premium for Microsoft. However, if we run a reverse DCF, we see that the market is pricing in a 34% increase in Microsoft over time. That is looking pretty rich compared to our estimate of 20. However, Microsoft does pull off 30% growth. Our DCF model and our PE ratios model go up dramatically, and we can also bring our PE benchmark up to 38, more in line with the sector. That does give us a price target, an intrinsic value of about 443. That would imply a 16% margin of safety for Microsoft. So that means that they do have to grow 30% for quite some time. That is more in line with Wall Street's expectations of 33.5. That is optimistic. If a company can pull it off, it is the quality company of Microsoft, but that will remain to be seen. Number 2 on the honorable mentions list is Meta. We do feel that it is basically trading for fair value. Current stock price is $550. We think the intrinsic value is $546. In our DCF model, we are approximating a 24.4% growth rate. Our PE ratios model, we are approximating about 20%. And you can see that the DCF and the PE intrinsic values are pretty much the same. We apply a PE benchmark of 25, and we do see that we have a negative 1% margin of safety, meaning you're paying about a 1% premium for Meta. Now, what is scaring investors about this company is their huge CapEx spending for AI. We will see if that pays off, but what we also see here with our reverse DCF is that the market is baking in and estimating 25% growth for this company. We're doing 24.4% in our DCF model, so we're pretty much in line with Wall Street, which is why this price target is coming in basically in line with their current stock price. And as always, Amazon comes in low because their discounted cash flow model comes in very low. We see that according to our DCF, Amazon should be trading for $37 per share. Well, that's not realistic. That's not happening anytime soon. What is more realistic is looking at the PE multiples model. That comes in at 276. Now, the reason why this is happening is that the free cash flow per share is very low for Amazon. Amazon has historically had very low free cash flow. It's even lower now with their AI build out. And so we will see if this pays off in the end. But historically, Amazon has always had a very poor DCF model. Possibly more realistic is using the PE multiples model. That comes in at 276. Amazon is currently trading for 233. So that would be an increase in the stock price. That's a lot better than the average model of 157. So Amazon, quality company, huge behemoth. Probably not wise to bet against that company anytime soon. As a matter of fact, you may even want to use the bull case of the PE model and say that this company might be trading for 348, possibly more in line with its true intrinsic value. So there you have it, folks. 14 quality companies within the Nasdaq 100 that we feel very optimistic about. Remember, if you got anything out of this video, please consider liking. That would really help us out. And be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. 1,000 subscribers, and we are going to start our Interflame Finance YouTube portfolio, where you see how we would invest $100 every single week, show you how we build out a portfolio, build that wealth over time, get that passive income from dividends, and apply the Interflame Finance investing philosophy. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to tell your friends and your family and your mother-in-law all about Interflame Finance. We appreciate you being here, and we'll see you in the next video.